Hello everyone. Welcome to Confessions Jury, where people put themselves on the spot, waiting for your judgment. Sit comfortably and listen carefully, as you're about to hear today's cases. You hold the hammer and you apply the law. Let us have your verdict down in the comments section. As always, don't forget to subscribe and like the video. Let's head on to our first case. Case 1. Am I the bad person for my daughter getting special treatment over my stepdaughter? I've been getting attacked by my husband's BM's family for weeks and I'm at a breaking point. I don't know what to do. I've, 29F, been married to my husband, 31M, for a year and a half, been together 3 in total. I'm divorced, he was with his ex for years and they broke up. I have a 10-year-old daughter, he has a 9-year-old daughter. The girls get along well and I love my stepdaughter. She's very sweet and kind-hearted, and when she comes every other week we all get excited. She's also an amazing older sister to our baby last year. My daughter's father moved back to our home state after our divorce, and my daughter sees him and his family every summer. He's not really an active dad, but he spoils our daughter profusely as a way to apologize for moving far away. This is where some of the issues lie. If my daughter asks her dad for something and he Amazons it to our house, my stepdaughter will feel jealous. For example, last May my daughter wanted the brand new iPad that just came out and she asked her father for it and he bought it for her. When it arrived, my stepdaughter was sad because hers is old and has a cracked screen, and she asked my husband to buy the same one brand new, but he couldn't afford it and her mom was furious. We explained my ex-husband bought it for her, but she still was upset. She said that my husband is putting another woman's child before his own and that it's not fair my daughter gets to have 2 dad figures 24/7, but her daughter only sees her father 2 weeks every month. Then for my daughter's birthday this summer, her father and her cousins came into the state and we threw her a huge party. Stepdaughter was there. And afterwards she left the state with her dad and he took her and her cousins to Disney World. We asked my stepdaughter's mom if she could come when my ex told me he was booking the trip and she said no, which of course makes sense since she doesn't know my ex-husband, but she got very upset and said my daughter shouldn't be allowed to go since her daughter can't go. My ex-husband makes a lot of money and he can do things for my daughter that I can't. My therapist told me that my daughter might resent me if I don't let her and her dad's relationship flourish, and not allowing her to have things or do things to make my stepdaughter feel better is putting a burden on my daughter she didn't ask for. My husband agrees and says that we should just ignore his ex's outburst, so we did. Things got really bad this Christmas. We spent it with our son and my stepdaughter. My daughter spent it with her father and she came back with a lot of stuff. A lot. Even I was shocked. She even had a designer purse. Coach, but still. A bunch of skincare and makeup, Lululemon, other clothes, a bunch of gift cards, etc. My daughter's a preteen and is in that phase of her life, but I did not expect her dad to get her everything from her wish list. This year my husband and I saved and bought my stepdaughter a new iPad, a lot of clothes, and even an Ulta gift card she begged for, but that's not even close to what my daughter got. My daughter said she was going to share everything with her stepsister, and they share a bathroom, and she unpacked all her products for them both to use. But when my stepdaughter came over after her week with her mom, she cried when she saw all the new things my daughter got. Even when my daughter said she'd share everything and wanted to do face masks together, my stepdaughter said no and started screaming at her dad that he needs to buy her everything like my daughter's dad buys her. And why does she get 2 dads and she only gets none? We were all shocked. I send my daughter to her room so my stepdaughter can speak with her dad privately, and he tells me later that she told him that her mom told her that my daughter gets to have my husband live with her 24/7 and be a dad to her, and then has a dad that lives far away that buys her anything, and that if my husband loved her he would choose to live with her full time and not live with my daughter full time. She's told us stuff like that, but I had no idea she was saying things like that in front of my stepdaughter. My husband assured his daughter that he loves, and that love is more than just material things, but as a child that's hard to grasp. Ever since my husband's ex and her family have been slandering us online, calling my husband a deadbeat and saying that he loves my daughter more than his own daughter because he can watch her get everything his daughter wants and doesn't care. They're acting like my husband is the one buying things for my daughter. If her father wants to spoil her, how is that my husband's concern? My ex may not want to be an everyday dad, but I do appreciate his bond with my daughter and that through him she'll always be set in life. She must have given my number to her sisters and friends because I've been receiving non-stop texts and voicemails saying how can I live with myself knowing I'm making a little girl miserable. Even when I block, I get new ones. They even went as far as to tell me that I should give my ex full custody so my stepdaughter doesn't have to see this special treatment. My ex has been saying he wants our daughter to go to a private school in my area when she gets to high school in 4 years that she has to be waitlisted for, and I can't imagine the issues that will arise then. Since my husband and his ex couldn't afford it, does that mean our daughter shouldn't go? My stepdaughter has become distant and doesn't want to leave her room when she comes over and is clearly repeating things her mom tells her, like she gets 2 dads and I have none, and I don't want your hand-me-downs, when my daughter is offering her a skincare product, which mind you hasn't even been a month since she's gotten it. Am I the bad person? What do you guys think? Lay down your ruling in the comments section and let's move on to our next story. Case 2. Am I the bad person for cutting my family off and cursing them out for always picking my sister over me? My sister has an OV, and she makes pretty okay money. She was never good at school or anything, so after high school she dropped out. She told my parents pretty recently, and ever since then my parents have been copping so fucking hard. They are super sensitive about her and will not let anyone talk badly about her. Unfortunately, this has fucked up our relationship because anything she wants she gets. It's actually crazy. If I want to eat anything, but she wants it too, she gets to get it. If I need anything for school, they are like, just work and save up, but if she wants anything to record herself getting railed for thousands of people to see, oh yeah honey, here, take my card. Honestly, fuck them. The last straw came last week when my sister hit me. I was arguing with her over keeping my room. My parents want her to take my bigger room, and all of a sudden she slapped me when I called her a hoe. I saved the audio of her and the altercation with Ricklip. I'm planning on going to the cops, but when my parents found out, they fucking took her side. This pissed me off so much that I packed up my stuff and left home. Before leaving, I spilled my heart and cursed them out. It was messed up, I admit, but still they earned it. I have deleted their contacts and banned them. I am living at my friend's house right now. Her parents know the situation and are okay with it. My parents have tried contacting me and apologizing, but I refuse to listen to them. They picked their side. What do you guys think of this one? Let us know in the comments section, and let's move on to our next story. Case 3. Am I the bad person for not wanting to hear about my friend's relationship problems? I, 21F, have been friends with, we will call her, Josephine, 20F, since we were about 13 years old. Well, she's always been my problematic friend, always in drama, always has relationship problems, etc., etc. Well, now as adults, I cannot stand to hear about drama and especially her relationship problems. For some context, she has a really bad victim complex. So every time anything goes wrong, she immediately points the finger at her significant other. And while yes, Josephine has had some extremely questionable partners, she has some toxic faults, too. Well, she's always been a lesbian, since we met. Now she's dating men, which I totally am supportive of. Well, the man she's currently dating, we will call him Sam, dated my best friend, not Josephine, and cheated on her. Obviously, I tell Josephine this, and say that I don't think he's trustworthy or worth the time of her day. She ignored my many warnings and has continued to make things official with Sam. She has been running into some typical miscommunication issues, but he also does this really weird thing. Sleeps with his phone in his pocket. Now, do I agree with going through a partner's phone while they are sleeping? Not at all. But I understand the delusion and that need to find validation somehow. I'm not going to give too many other examples for privacy reasons. There are so many other red flags in this relationship, and I am so tired of answering the same, do you think he's cheating? And constantly telling her to leave him because of his strange behaviors. But she keeps burying herself deeper. And she's done this every single time I give her advice. So am I the bad person for not wanting to hear about her problems since she doesn't do anything to fix her own problems? You've sat down, you've listened. Now, it's time to state your ruling. What is it gonna be? Let us have it down in the comments section down below. Thank you for watching. Please like this video if you enjoyed it and subscribe for more cases like these. In life, we may run, but we can never hide from true justice. Stay safe, everyone.